Hey, everybody, this is Scott Golden and Megan Hall joining you live on Today in Pickleball. And we are going to be doing a special interview tonight with a young man who is pretty new to pickleball. And, you know, it's funny because we've been saying that a lot lately. There's a lot of players coming into the pro scene that are new that you may or may not know their name. But if you stick around and you continue to watch professional pickleball, you are going to see these names start reoccurring time and time again. And this gentleman is no exception. James Ignatowich, Megan, is a former D1 college tennis player at Vanderbilt. He's now in the pickleball scene full time. I remember when we met him for the first time. I thought this guy hits harder than anybody I've ever seen in my life. I couldn't believe how fast the pickleball was coming at me. And he could hit it so accurate. And that was one of the things that really stood out about me with James. What about you? What was the first time when you met him? What did you think?
Well, I mean, he was a little bit accurate then. He's a lot more accurate now. So let's bring him on.
I agree. All right, guys, without further ado, James Ignatowich, what's up, buddy?
How's it going, guys?
Going great, man. Going great. So we're excited to be here on the live interview with you tonight. Looks like you're in California still. Is that correct? You just finished up at the SoCal Classic?
Yeah, so I'm in Newport Beach now. I got here a week ago for the San Clemente PPA. Then I played the SoCal APP, and next week I've got the LA APP, and then after that I've got the Newport Beach USAP. But actually tomorrow I've got the Pickleball Night in America here. So
Yes, we've been seeing that a lot. That's a very cool thing. They just did one recently, I guess, another one last week. So they're doing a lot of stuff. I'm excited that you're part of that.
So does that mean you travel to Austin right after California?
No, it's at Newport.
No,
so
it's
in Newport.
Actually, yeah, so it's in Newport. And interestingly, this one is a split age event. So it's going to be cool. I mean, it's going to be split age. We're going to do mixed split age. So basically going to target the senior pro, hit it as hard as I can at them, and go from there.
That's a great strategy, sounds like to me. All right, well, let's jump right into the interview. I know there's a lot of people excited to get to know you a little bit more. We know you as a fun-loving goofball, but you're now a professional on the pickleball scene, and you've made some pretty good, impactful statements at tournaments. But one thing I like to do is in the beginning, just get to know you a little bit, let the viewers kind of hear about you. So tell us a little bit about yourself and kind of what you did growing up playing sports, and take us through that whole thing.
Yeah, so I was born and raised in Connecticut. I moved to Florida when I was 14, and I was a tennis player basically all my life. You know, starting at 6 years old, I was playing every day for 4 hours, 5 hours a day. And looking back, that was all basically pickleball preparation, because I don't play tennis anymore. All I do is play pickleball. And from here, I just, basically being in Florida, I just played tennis. I played some basketball here and there. I've got 3 siblings. I've got a sister, Ava, who is 20, I think. Then I've got a brother, Nico, who's 11. And then I've got a brother, Jordan, who is 8. And we live in Delray Beach, Florida. So
I'm just saying, if Nico and Jordan get a jump start on pickleball at 8 and 11, you're going to be in trouble.
Oh, the funny thing is, Nico's 11, and he plays, he was already he already is a high-level tennis player. He plays all the time, and what he does is he goes to Calusa Park in Boynton Beach, and basically and he goes with my father, and they go and they play amongst, fully grown adults, and Nico is the best player out there. It's so funny to see it. He's dominating them, and he's such a great player.
Will we see Nico playing in the junior US Open circuit anytime soon, or
that's
any junior?
Possible. The thing is, I mean, he's such a smart kid, and he's got so much more going for him than I ever did. That it's like, I don't know if he's going to play pickleball or if he's going to be a scientist or go to Harvard. He's going to do some amazing stuff. He's so much better than me at everything. from when I was that age. I mean, he's such a, I'm so lucky to have him as a brother, and he's so amazing that, I don't know, he might be too good for pickleball. He might be too cool for it. So, we'll
That's
see.
sweet. That's really sweet.
I love
Oh, okay. So obviously your family plays. What's your major? I know you're a senior at Vanderbilt. What are you studying?
Yeah, so I was originally going to be an econ major only, and now it looks like I'll have enough credits to be a double major of economics, econ, and human and organizational development, which is like, kind of a joke major, just social science type stuff. Yeah, that's about it. So
Oh. So not necessarily your passion, but maybe pickleball is your new passion?
pickleball is definitely my new passion. I think about it all the time. I play it all the time. Last night I had a lucid dream of me just hitting cross court dinks for like, minutes. It was weird. All I'm doing is thinking about pickleball. Today I woke up at 5 a.m. and I was just working on my spin toss because I played this tournament this past weekend, and I got killed by this guy Hunter Johnson, who was just having this spin on the serve. It was confusing me, so I figured I've got to learn it. So I've got to do the spin serve. So I'm going to master it. That's my new plan. So
Awesome. Awesome.
And I have no doubt you're going to be good at doing that once you start, putting your mind to that.
So I have a question. Did you ever want to be a pro tennis player, or was that just you were done with it?
I think I might have wanted to be a pro tennis player when I was 8 years old, and I didn't know what anything else was. Short answer, no. Tennis is old news. Tennis is just big pickleball. I mean, I'm at Newport Beach Tennis Club, and it should be called Newport Beach Pickleball Club because, I'm here and there's 8 tennis courts, probably 20 pickleball courts, and every single pickleball court is packed. There's so much enthusiasm around pickleball, and you see the tennis courts, and it's like a cemetery. There's nobody playing tennis.
Ouch.
Yeah. I mean, I played tennis. Last time I played tennis was a month ago, and I was just so bored. Pickleball is so much more fun. It's such a better sport in general that when you play tennis again, you're like, wow, this truly sucks. So,
What's funny? I was just talking to someone where I work today. She played on the WTA tour at one time in her earlier life, and she was saying like, "Oh, I'm going to get certified in pickleball just to put it on my resume." And you know what I was thinking? I was like, if you knew what you should know about it, you could probably go pro in pickleball at 40 years old and still make a good living and also teach pickleball and make a good living. So I think she didn't realize what she was even saying there, but yeah, it's a big deal right now.
oh yeah. Yep.
You mentioned that you last played tennis a month ago. That was one of the questions, but we put that to bed real fast right there. I think you're like everybody else right now. The pickleball craze is real. It's addicting. And we're seeing some really high level players like yourself, some former D1 tennis players really getting hooked on pickleball and starting to take it serious.
Yeah, I mean, I played, so my best friend Dave, we wanted to go out. He's been playing a lot of pickleball. He's a future pickleball star, actually. He hasn't played a tournament, but I play singles with him all the time. He played D1 tennis, played really high level tennis. He's got the biggest serve on the planet, and it's not close. I mean, he's hitting the hardest serve I've ever seen. He takes a carbon paddle, and it's the illegal carbon paddle, the 13 millimeter, the old one, no serial number, and he puts so much lead tape on it that it's got something like, I think it's like an 11-ounce paddle, and he hits it so hard. And he's been playing for 3 months, but he's only played with me, so he has no bad habits. He's only playing high level, and he beats me sometimes, and people have no idea who he is. Right. And when he starts playing these pro tournaments, he's gonna jump on the scene. He's going to make a big impact in singles. In doubles, I don't know if he's got it yet. I know I don't, but in singles, he's going to be a problem. So yeah, anyway, off track. I was playing tennis with him a month ago, and just for fun, just to play it. And it was just like, we're so far away from each other. I can't hear him. He can't hear me when we're trying to trash talk each other. It's just like, it's just not a social sport. It's, pickleball is,
The way.
I can go on and on about it.
I love it.
So on that note, who introduced you to pickleball? How did you first? I think I might know the answer to this, but who introduced you? Who got you playing?
You might know the answer. Some people might think that they introduced me. My real introduction to pickleball was before I had ever picked up a paddle. I came across a video on YouTube, and this was over a year ago, and I had no idea what pickleball was. And I see this court on YouTube. It's 2 a.m. in my room. I'm about to fall asleep, and I'm looking at this court, and it's like, that's not a tennis court. It's this small, whatever that is. And I see this smallish man with a fiery look of just intensity in his eyes. And he's got this wiffle ball in his hand, and he's like rolling it off his paddle and then just hitting this huge serve. And it's spinning, and I'm like, what? And he's playing against this guy that looks like a lifeguard, and I'm so confused. And, next thing I know, I'm watching it for 3 minutes, and I'm like, I've had that's enough YouTube for me. I don't know what this is, but I've got to go to bed. I'm way too deep in this YouTube thing, and that was my real introduction. Turns out it was Zane Navratil versus Tyson, Punta Gorda 2021. And that was a vivid memory of mine, because I'm like, what am I watching? Like, what have I gotten into? And, who knew that a year later I'd be playing the sport professionally, kind of. So
Professionally.
Yeah, that was my first, introduction as far as knowing what it was. But my first playing introduction, I can go through the story a couple minutes of like how it happened if you want.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
this is your
give it
interview.
to us.
Okay. So, I live by Delray Tennis Center, and at this point I was done with tennis. This was October of 2021, so 8 months ago ish. And I'm like, okay, let's try to play. So I get a demo paddle, $20 paddle. It's called the Activator, black with a little green on it, I remember. And I didn't end up going to Delray Tennis Center. I went to a different park, and I thought it was kind of like pickup basketball. You just show up, play. I thought I'd be pretty good at it because of the tennis background. And I show up alone, try to find a game, and I play some doubles. Didn't really know how to dink, had some fun. And this guy, this 70-year-old at least guy, asks me if I want to play singles, because apparently nobody wants to play singles with him. At his age, it's tough, understandable. And, I'm looking at this guy, and I'm like, this guy's 70, probably 5'7", 120 pounds at best. And I'm thinking, if I hit this guy with a quick speed up, he might not survive. I'm not going to lose to this guy in any sport, let alone a sport that's kind of like tennis. Like there's, other than maybe, I'm not losing to him anything other than shuffleboard maybe. So we start playing, and he is just dominating me. He's got me on a leash. He's putting me side to side, and he's talking trash, telling me that I'm not going to be good. He's like, he's basically just working me, and I felt really sad. I almost wanted to cry a little bit. It was so embarrassing. He's just destroying me, and basically his friends start coming over. His friends are watching. They're making fun of me. One guy comes, and he's got this 80-year-old guy in a wheelchair making fun of me, telling me that he'll beat me. And I'm like, yeah, you probably will, man. Like, this is just not good. So that was my first real introduction. It wasn't fun. So yeah, I left really sad, left with a tear in my eye, lost 3 games in a row, like 11-5, 11-2, 11-0. The third game was 11-0. I was just mentally broken. And I went home, and I said, I've got 2 options. I can either quit pickleball, never look back. And that's what I was probably going to do. I was pretty much set on it. I went home, said maybe this pickleball thing isn't for me. And then I woke up the next morning and I was like kind of in a cold sweat, kind of like I still had a nightmare of the previous battle. And I was like, you know what? I'm gonna come back and I'm gonna kill this guy. I'm gonna beat this guy, and I'm not gonna let this guy get in my head, because I knew I would never forget it if I did. If I quit, I would have never forgot. So I went to local tennis store, got a nicer paddle, bought a better paddle. It was at 7 a.m. Bought 12 balls. Went straight to the park, different park. I didn't want to see this guy for a little bit. Different park. Went to the wall and I started hitting on the wall, just drives, just driving the ball. Didn't care about dinks or doubles. I just wanted singles, driving the ball 4 straight hours, basically just locked in, revenge on my mind. I went to the wall for 8 straight days, 4 hours every day. And then I went back to that same park where the other guy was. And of course he's still there. And, he knows, he looks at me, he's like, yeah, I know why you're here. And I'm like, yeah, you know why I'm here. Let's go. We go, we play. We played 4 games. And I would say he served about twice in those. So hit 2 serves. Didn't win any points. And that was when I was like, okay, that was pretty exhilarating. Just dominating an old man mercilessly. Probably one of the best times of my life. I was having so much fun. From there, I was hooked. Every day, I started playing every day. I don't think I've had a day since then where I wasn't fully set on just pickleball is my thing. I'm playing every day. It's what I do.
Do you remember coming to Patch Reef like early 2022, meeting? I know you might have met Megan already, but I met you for the first time at Patch Reef, and Megan was like, "Hey, this guy's gonna be good, but listen, he does talk a lot of smack. Like he talks a lot of trash." And I was like, "No, I'm the master at trash talk." And I remember I stepped on the court, and you were like, "This guy is supposed to be like."
Let me just say that we were literally on the court with a Grand Slam doubles winner, and she literally left. That's how much smack talk you.
Oh yeah, she showed
talking.
up and you were talking so much smack. She just decided she was done with.
Yeah, she was like, no more pickleball for her.
She didn't realize that pickleball is smack talk. She wasn't aware.
I mean, that's how it is. If you can't take the heat, get out of the kitchen.
But I do remember I beat you two times in a row when you just had started, and you were like furious. You're like, "There's no way this guy should beat me." I remember.
Yeah,
that.
And I was right. It's not going to happen again. But I think at the
I
think it wasn't just me though. It was Specht. Specht was a big instigator, and I had to keep up with Specht. So.
Oh my God, he is the master at trash talk.
Do you remember the name of the older man that you eventually whooped at Calusa or at this park that you went to?
I don't know if I should name him. I really don't know if I should name him.
We should leave him unnamed.
No, you need to give him a shout out.
His name's Jerry.
Jerry.
I don't even see him. I don't go to that park anymore. But anyway.
Jerry, if you're listening,
I know
you're the man. You motivated this guy right here to play pro pickleball.
I love it. Uh-oh, I think we lost him.
Oh no. All right, James, you're going to have to come back with us. We'll catch him in a minute.
Not sure what happened to James, but hopefully he'll be able to log back in. Let's see if we can bring him back. James.
There we go. Okay, nice.
Oh, my gosh, he made it back. I can't believe it. I was saying kind of, this is just, an exact replica of your pickleball journey so far. You've just faced, trials and setbacks, and you just persevere, walking to Whole Foods, getting the interview done, I feel like is just a testament to what you do on a pickleball court each and every time you step onto the court. Am I right?
That's just what I'm all about, just fighting through adversity, fighting through toughness. I don't know if that story that I told is still going to be shown on the live about Jerry, but
oh yeah, it is. It already has.
Just a testament.
It's creating quite the buzz.
Just who I am as a person. I mean, that's just how it is. So happy to be here.
Okay.
Awesome.
Is my connection okay?
Yeah, your connection is great. Happy to have you back. We're going to get back into the questions.
Perfect. All right, next question for you. Jumping right back into it. What do your friends and family think about you pursuing professional pickleball? So we know some of your friends play, but what does your family think? Are they supportive? Not supportive? Do you feel like they want you to have success in this and go full throttle?
Yeah, I mean, most of my tennis friends think it's hilarious. I think it's definitely pretty funny. I don't think they're wrong in that. Some of them watch my results. A lot of guys they'll follow my results. I made a pickleball account a couple weeks back, and I think 50 followers are just they all think it's so, and I think it's definitely cool that I can make some people laugh with it, and just inspire other people to play. I mean, a lot of the tennis players that I know play now so much. I mean, Dave, my best friend that I mentioned before, he's probably going to be the next, really good singles player. He's already, he beats me sometimes. And so that's cool. I mean, somebody like, him and Jericho, or maybe, just a lot of those guys. And then my family thinks at first they just were like, as long as you're doing something that is not negatively productive, that's good. So I don't know how productive pickleball is, but it's not as negatively productive as some of my previous activities. So,
which we either can or cannot attest. I will not share, but we agree that it's a positive thing in your life and in lots of people's lives. So cool.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
All right. So you've defeated players. Oh, go ahead. Sure.
So one other thing that's actually pretty cool about, my pickleball journey, my rise to pickleball
stardom.
Not that, it's something. Pickleball, a couple people knowing who I am. So basically, there's this other. I'm actually in this class, or I was in this class at Vandy, with this other guy named Josh, and he's in another fraternity at Vandy. Josh Romero. He's a future pickleball pro, actually. Probably. I mean, the guy's just ridiculously good, talent-wise. Huge calves. I mean, probably the biggest calves you're going to see. As far as not only the shape of the calves, but just they're just formidable calves. I think that's a part of pickleball. So, anyway, his fraternity, partially because of me, I would imagine, set up, instead of basketball court in the back of the fraternity, a pickleball court. Guys are playing all the time. There was alumni weekend, probably 20 guys playing pickleball. A lot of 20 fraternity alums, all with their shirts off, having a good time playing pickleball. And it's just great to be a part of, spreading the love and addiction. The true addiction is pickleball. So
that's pretty amazing.
It is.
That's pretty cool. I mean,
awesome.
how just one person, how just now 20 new people are playing, if not more. So that's a great story.
Absolutely.
Okay, so you've defeated names like Ryan Sherry, Jack Foster, Jay DeVilliers, Zane Navratil, I think is another one that's not on this list, Staxrud, Kohler, and most recently JW Johnson and SoCal. Who has been your most challenging opponent thus far, and why?
Well, the best, in my opinion, the best single player in the world is JW. The results are just undeniable. I'll play against him. It's just I'm just hoping to scrape by. I think if I really, really hit my spot, I could beat him on any given day. But for the most part, he is just still another level. So I think from just a talent perspective, I think he's definitely got to be the best, and I think he's going to be the best doubles player in the world too if he isn't already. And then outside of him, I mean, you got to say Staxrud is
his results recently so good. He's so mentally tough, so solid. Got great ground strokes. He's got a big serve. And he is, he's tough to beat. He doesn't get tired. He's definitely, and it's funny because I was watching him in February or maybe March. Right when I started playing pickleball. He's playing in the finals at Delray against JW, and I'm watching these guys play. And I'm like, oh my god, these guys are just so much better. Like I can't even, I should just quit. Watching the finals. And I couldn't imagine even playing against them. And for now, even just having the chance to play with these guys is pretty amazing.
You're breaking up a little bit.
I think Jocelyn Villiers is tough to play, partially because he's. Oh no.
You're good. You're back.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
You're good.
Yes.
Okay, where did you lose
that? You were just talking about Jocelyn de Villiers.
Okay, yeah. I mean, I think a big part of Jocelyn, one of the reasons why he's so tough to play is just so darn handsome. It's tough to stay focused. I mean, you gotta focus on the ball in those types of situations. You don't want to be looking at another guy's, escalature, and that's basically the main thing. I mean, a guy like Tyson is tough because, you're gonna get barked at. He's gonna bring the intensity. He's got he's another handsome guy. I got to stay focused in that situation as well. So that's another tough one. Zane's
Are you
tough.
for the mullet? Are you for the mullet or against the mullet? How do you feel about Tyson's mullet?
Well, I'm generally against the mullet, but for Tyson, it's just it totally works. I think if he were to get rid of the mullet, he'd be crazy. I'm serious. I think it looks amazing on him. But if Zane had a mullet, that'd be a huge issue. That would. That'd just be a huge mistake. So a guy like Zane, no. A guy like me, maybe.
No.
Tyson, yes. So
I love it. Love it. All right.
Zane,
next.
just to clarify, Zane is also one of the toughest guys I've ever played. But that's obvious. I mean, that's nothing else needs to be said about that.
For sure. For sure. Well, what's been your favorite pickleball moment to date, and where do you see yourself in 6 months at the end of the year? Just take that question and do what you want with it.
Well, as far as my favorite pickleball moment, it's tough to find a specific moment, but I think it's got to be one of them. Has got to be playing with my little brother Nico, 11 years old, already a great player. A great tennis player already, as already mentioned. Started playing pickleball recently. He's already, easily the second best player in my family, way better than my parents. Way better than my little sister, who is 20, played Division I tennis, and
wow,
yeah, so he's awesome, and playing with him is so great because it's kind of seeing a younger version of who I was. It's my little brother,
right.
And obviously he's way smarter than I am, way funnier, such a hard worker, so disciplined, and just to play with him and be out there and try to teach him some things. Is such a cool thing. So I'm so lucky to have a younger brother like that. So that's one thing. As far as my other favorite pickleball moments, I don't have anything in particular. And where I see myself in 6 months, I don't know, probably just doing the same thing, playing pickleball. I don't know. I don't really tend to look to the future that much because when I look to the future, a lot of the times when I'm looking into that, I start to think, I don't want to think too much about what the possibilities are. I like to just live in the now and just play and have fun playing the game. I just am addicted to just playing the sport and hitting the ball, and it's just so fun. So I don't really care as much about any narratives or any ranking. It's funny because in tennis I did. In tennis I cared about a lot about what people thought about me as a player, my rankings, my this and that. And nowadays maybe I'm just more mature. I mean, obviously I'm super mature. I mean, you guys know that, but the main thing is I really genuinely don't care that much about any of that stuff. I just love to play. And when people used to say that, I was like, that's BS. But now I really, really think that that's actually how it is for me. So
Do you think that's a part of the reason why you enjoy pickleball as much as you do, and maybe a part of the reason why you've seen your success in pickleball is this newfound mentality of, you know what, I'm going to play or be here in the now, whatever happens happens, and you know, we'll see what the future holds.
Yeah, well, I think that they go together. You know, I think that I like pickleball more than I ever liked tennis. So there's more to like, and it's more fun. And you know, there's only enough capacity in my brain to care about, you know, a certain amount of things, and I just care about playing pickleball. And I think it does have an impact on the success. But I think, yeah, they go hand in hand for sure. So
That's a good answer. All right, I like this question. The next one is, who is your favorite pickleball player?
So this is a good question, and I have two answers. So for singles, my favorite player is JW. I like to watch him play a lot. I watch him play more than is probably normal. Uh, I think the way that he goes about the game is pretty awesome. He's so relaxed, and he just, you know, it's like he doesn't even really, you know, I mean, I'm sure he cares, but it doesn't. He's not, you know, he's very relaxed. He's just having fun, doing whatever he wants to do. And he really just toys with guys. He's really got guys on a leash sometimes, and it's hilarious. Even me, you know, it's like he just embarrasses guys, and he doesn't even look like he's trying, which is pretty awesome. Who else? In doubles, Riley Newman for sure. I met him at the PPA in San Clemente. He had no idea who I was, thought I was just a random fan. That's fine, because that's pretty much what. Yeah, I came up to him. You know, he was there. He was like, I was like, "Are you in a rush?" And he answered how you should answer to a random person asking you if you're in a rush. He said, "Yeah." And then he started to walk away a little bit. I'm like, "Wait, no, please. I just let me just get a picture."
You asked Riley Newman for a picture?
Yeah. So I got a picture with him. He's my favorite. He's overall my favorite player for sure. I watch more of him than anybody else, even JW. And yeah, so I was watching. So I got the picture with him, sent it to my parents, which is pretty cool because they know how much I love Riley. And yeah, he had no idea who I was, and he just was like, "All right, you're welcome, man." And he kept moving, and that's fine with me. I mean, I love the way he plays. I love the way that he competes. I think that he treats it like more of a college tennis. He treats it like more of a sport. You know, you got to show personality. You don't have to show personality out there, but you can. And people that say that you shouldn't are wrong. You should, if you want to be, you know, getting hyped out there, doing the finger wag, doing what you want to do. That's awesome. I was so hyped to watch Riley and Matt beat Colin and Ben in 5. I watched that whole match twice. So awesome.
Oh wow.
Matt Wright is just also unbelievable. I mean, I think there was a stat that for the finals of the mixed at the PPA in San Clemente, he missed one drop. 5-set match, missed one drop, and it makes sense. I mean, the guy's 85 years old and he's at the top of the game, and it's unbelievable. I mean, he's using an Onyx paddle. It's like, how do you do it? I don't know. It's incredible. And then you've got Riley, who probably shouldn't have said what I just said, but you got Riley.
No, it was funny.
He'll appreciate that. I feel like if you could have called out anyone, Matt is gonna write in like, "Hey man, like mad respect for that."
100%.
Right?
Plus, he knows he's 42 and dominating these 18 and 19-year-olds. Like, let's be honest, the dude's got.
No, I mean it's actually ridiculous. I hope I'll be alive at his age, but the fact that that's true, and the fact that he's beating Ben Johns, Colin Johns, the guy's hands are ridiculously fast. He's just. I mean, it blows my mind to watch Matt play and see how he plays, and I love the way that he gets loud. I love the way that he interacts with the crowd. I love that team, and I feel more comfortable with two hands on my backhand. I always have, and that's why I've always liked to watch Riley, because I see a lot of myself in him. You know, trying to emulate some of the stuff that he does. He likes to take a lot of dinks on the rise, which is something that I like to do. He just creates havoc. I mean, he causes chaos, and he's so such an aggressive mover, and he's similar height to me. You know, there's a lot of similarities between me and Riley's game. Obviously, I'm not his level in doubles, not even close, but he's somebody that I can try to be like, and maybe one day be at his level. So that's why he's my favorite player. So yeah.
We were talking while you were on your walk to Whole Foods about Riley and Lindsay, and Riley just in general, and about what an aggressive mover he is on the court, and he really covers, you know, the entire court. And that's something that we also said about you while you were, you know, incognito in California on your, you know, when your phone died, is that you are such a good mover. For two big guys, you both move and cover the court so well, and you don't know where the ball is going or what balls you can get to. You think balls are done, and you guys get there and get them back. And I'm actually excited for you. I'm excited to watch you grow as a doubles player. Obviously your singles game has grown, and you're playing at such a high level already right now, but I'm excited for your future in the next 6 months, in the next year. Hopefully you continue to play. And I know we can't wait to watch your doubles progress and watch you just get better and better in that realm too. And I think watching you play, the more reps you get, but you watching film, do you feel like that helps your game? Are you drilling? What is your?
Yeah. I mean, I don't really, you know, I didn't used to watch it because I just, you know, I felt kind of like sitting there watching pickleball. I felt like I was like, wow, you know, this is not what the cool kids do. But I just said, you know what, I started to love watching it. And I don't really necessarily watch it to get better. I just watch it for fun. And I think, you know, I'll learn from osmosis, get better naturally because of it. And you're right. I do get to some balls that it's like, I'm just like, damn, I don't know how I got there. I'm just an absolute beast. And that's probably true. So, you know, I think
you did a couple shots that people were commenting on. You did it twice, I think, where you ran facing away from the net and hit these shots. Is that an accident? Is that intentional? Do you practice that? Is that just instincts? And are you surprised that they went over and you won the point?
No, I'm never surprised when my shots go over and I win points like that.
Next question.
All right, wait,
no, hold on. Next question. Mobile Apps for PC asked, can you ask James his opinion on Harry Sack's transition to pickleball?
I don't know who that is, so I can't. I don't have an opinion.
So you don't have an opinion because you don't know who that is. I don't know who.
We don't know who he is either. We thought you would know.
Mm-hmm.
We thought that was an inside thing, maybe.
No.
Okay, well, Harry Stack sounds like an England prince from.
No.
All right.
Just out of curiosity, are you superstitious at all?
I'm a little stitious. It's funny. I mean, I used to be pretty superstitious with tennis, but I decided that my new superstition was that I was not going to be superstitious in any way, shape, or form. I was just going to have absolutely no routines, and that was my routine. And it actually helped a lot. I mean, I ended up being pretty confident in the way I went about things. But there are some weird superstitions out there for sure in this pickleball game. I mean, I was, not to say any names, but I was at this tournament in New York, the APP, and like I don't have any superstitions. I go to the bathroom and I see, sauna, couple guys, Jake Kussmeiter and Greg Dow in the sauna together, giving each other back rubs. And they're like, I think Greg was rubbing Jake's belly or something, which is fine with me. And I'm like, what are you guys doing? And Greg's like, oh, this is our pre-match superstition. And I'm like, okay. So, next thing I know, Jake comes out, beats me in 3 sets, plays amazing. And so clearly those guys, they probably know something I don't know. And I think
and now we all know something we probably didn't need to know. So
well, that's one of many things that those guys do, but I'm not going to get, we'll leave that alone.
No judgment.
Yeah, they definitely. So clearly it worked, and that's superstitions are weird though. No, I don't have any particular superstitions. At least, yeah. Nothing specific.
No favorite pair of socks or favorite shirt, or like you got to keep on the shirt, or like favorite pair of underwear, like hat, like nothing. There's nothing that you need that you want.
I don't have any of that. I have superstitions that are not necessarily superstitions, but they're more routines that help me, such as before the tournament, the night before the tournament, I'll always go to Whole Foods. Whole Foods is my favorite place on earth. And I will just have a bowl. I'll get a nice box, spinach, kale, quinoa, couscous, complex carbs, healthy stuff, broccoli, pretty much all the nutrients. Load up on nutrients. And I don't drink. I'm totally sober now. So that's a superstition, I guess, within itself, just being kind of very, very healthy. I'm just really healthy with what
That's good.
Yeah.
So is it
probably
any coincidence? Is it a coincidence that you went to Whole Foods for this Wi-Fi?
That's just where I feel at home,
Meant to be.
All right, we got an update on that question. He said, sorry, I meant to ask James about Jack Mehoff. Iggy told me he was his original trainer at Delray. Oh my God. I'm going to take that down.
Wait, I'm lost. I'm lost.
Oh man. We're going to need a second for that one. Okay. I didn't realize that was the question he was asking.
No, I know Jack. He's a good player. He's got good action, great flip at the net, and that's all,
All right, moving on. Who will we see you teaming up with in men's and mixed doubles in your upcoming tournament schedule?
I would say, okay, so I'm playing mixed with Lee Whitwell. Then for men's, but I'm not playing men's this upcoming weekend. Then for the weekend after that, I'm playing doubles with Federico. Oh no, wait. Then I've got Jake Kussmeyer. Told him before the tournament sign up, he's not allowed to rub my belly or any back rub. Let's see, Federico the weekend after that, I think. I don't know the specifics, but definitely this year going to try to play some doubles in some Nashville tournaments or Nashville or Tennessee tournaments with my boy Josh Romero, probably the second best player at Vanderbilt University. You'll be hearing him on the pro circuit soon. Davis Carvalho, that's the guy, Dave. He's the guy that beats me in singles sometimes. Biggest serve on the planet. We're bringing him along too. He's going to take over for sure. That guy's got a lot more talent than I do. So, yeah, I'm gonna bring my friends along is what I'm trying to say. I'm bringing my tennis friends, and they're gonna be, I'm bringing a new wave, and they're gonna all be better than me, which it doesn't that much.
Yeah, it sounds like you're playing with all the single specialists. So we'll see how all you guys end up doing in doubles. Okay, what are your thoughts? APP, PPA, MLP. Do you have a favorite? Does somebody do it the right way? Anyone? Tell us your thoughts.
Yeah. So, as far as the APP is concerned, Ken Herman is definitely one of my favorite guys. He's so giving, so caring about the players. He helped me get into that New York APP that I was on the wait list for. He's just such a helpful guy. Generally, just a flat out stud. Lauren McLaughlin, one of the best commentators in the game. They're all playing for second. Obviously I'm the best. We saw my match commentating on Tyson's match. I think you guys saw that, right?
Did we see that? Yeah,
I did not.
You haven't seen it. All right. Well, I let's just say I put up a clinic.
Oh, I think I did. But that was a PPA.
Oh, yeah. No, I'm just saying generally commentators are, they're playing in the commentating game.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Sorry, Scott. Yeah. Well, no, I think it's definitely, it's no secret that the PPA tournaments are legit. So, it's the energy, the atmosphere of these PPA tournaments is awesome. The venues are awesome. Life fitnesses. I wish they'd be a little more accommodating to letting me go in and go to the bathroom, even though I'm not a member. That's fine, not a big deal. But no, the PPAs are awesome. They've got, particularly this guy Chris Carson, best hype man in the game. He's the only hype man in the game, but there were other hype men in the game, he would still be the best. I mean, he's got he's really good at his job. I just love the fact that they have a hype man. He's such a great guy too. Hannah Johns, great commentator, great interviewer. I think that she's the one that let me commentate for that PPA, so I'm really grateful for that because I had such an awesome time, and she's so nice. They're all so nice over there, and I never played the MLP, so I don't know. I mean,
well, you got to apply, I think, too. So if you didn't apply, that may be one reason.
Yeah, I mean, 25 G's for winning. I don't really care how they treat me, So.
Bathroom, no bathroom, 25 G's.
Exactly.
I won't go all weekend, that's fine with me. So
gotta love it. Awesome, man. Good thoughts on that stuff. We always appreciate your insight there. The next question is, it can be a little sensitive these days. People are switching paddles a lot, doing different things. What are you currently playing with and why? And are you planning to sign with anybody soon or in the near future? Any conversations going on right now that you can talk about?
Yeah, so, I signed with an agent, Josh Friedman, top-notch management, super great guy, really smart, helpful. So I'm waiting for him. I'm going to let him kind of take over in that regard. And we'll see. I mean, so many great paddles out there. So many, now that everybody's kind of understanding you need the grit, especially for singles. People are getting it. And it's, so currently I use Yola, and I love those guys. Tom Wynn is, he's a great guy. That whole organization is great, and we'll see. I mean, I'm not signed with them, and I don't know what I'm gonna do. So that's pretty much it. I mean, I might be using the Scott Golden Signature Monarch paddle for all I know.
Let's go. Golden Axe in the house.
Yeah. On that note, okay, how would you describe your pickleball game in just one word?
Mental toughness. Oh wait, that's 2 words.
You could just combine it all.
It could just be mental. I mean, we could just do mental, period.
Yeah. Intensity.
Oh, I like it.
Yeah,
I like that word.
I just come, I go out there, just come hard and fast, and try to just, try to finish as quickly as I can, get up to the net, and just, I started off not going to the net. In the beginning, I was staying back, but now towards this part of my career, I'm trying to get up there and just kind of, just finish points, just be intense, play aggressive, and yeah, I mean,
Well, you're doing a good job. Like, you're killing it. I mean, you're beating the best in the business. So, whatever you're doing, keep it up.
Yeah.
All right, we got one last question as we wrap it up. We're actually still at a pretty good time frame considering you had to run to Whole Foods during the middle of the interview. So we're actually doing pretty good on time. But the last question is pretty simple. What's something that no one knows about you that you can share?
Before this question, just so I have some time to think about this question, you guys ever asked me about if I drill, my drilling, how I train?
Oh, she actually did, I think, but you answered like a multi question. So
you probably got distracted, but yes. So what do you do for drilling and training?
So
people are always curious.
Yeah, I know, and it's important. That's why, it's such a what I take on it is that I spent first 3 months of my pickleball journey with no drilling whatsoever, just going, playing rec, having fun, doing whatever I wanted to do. And I realized that my game was so.
Hey, James, you're breaking up, and I want people to really hear this. So just give it a second, and let me see if we can hear you.
It should come back into focus. All right, there you go. Go ahead.
I can hear you guys well.
All right, go ahead.
Great. Go ahead.
Yeah, so I mean, first 3 months of my career I wasn't drilling, and I wasn't getting much better. After having fun, not getting better, and I was talking to my boy Neil. Shout out Neil from Boca. Me and him won the 5-0 doubles in Delray. I think my second month playing, most of it was him. He just was holding it down. He went for it, and yeah. So Neil, great player in Boca. He was a guy that was willing to drill with me all the time, and drilling is so important. He's great at dinking. He's great at the net, the soft game, the stuff that I wasn't as good at. And we did a lot of drilling. Neil and I, basically, half court games where we would have a dink feed and then just lay it out at the kitchen line, and working on that type of stuff. And when I was in college, well, I'm still in college, but when I was at Nashville, there was nobody that wanted to drill, and I was like, "What am I going to do?" I was going to lose my mind in my dorm room because I'm thinking about pickleball all day, and nobody wants to drill with me, and nobody wants to play with me because every time I play a rec game, I get iced, and so then I don't want to play. So thank God there was this guy named Matt O'Yo. I know Matt O. He is, he probably saved my pickleball career, to be honest, because I would have maybe just quit at school. And he was a guy that was willing to drill with me very consistently. He's a really good player, really solid player. I was drilling with him 4 times a week, just dinks, drops, singles, drills, everything. He was satisfying my addiction. And I'm gonna be honest, Matt O, he took a lot of beatings, and he did. I wasn't showing a lot of mercy, and he was coming back every single day. And no, I appreciate Matt so much for that, because he was so helpful in that process.
Is he also a student at Vanderbilt?
No, he works at Amazon. He lives in Nashville, lives in this really nice building called 505 Church. They've got a pickleball court on the 7th floor of the building. So it's pretty cool. And I would play with him, this guy, Eric Separate, Alex Tran, Anthony, being willing to drill with me. And if I didn't have that, if I didn't get to play with Matt, Eric, Alex, I would be nowhere near where I am now. Getting those reps was huge for me. So
I feel like with Scott and I doing a lot of lessons, we always get people who are saying, they might not like drilling. They're always curious, like, what do the top players do? Are they drilling or playing more? And we always try to explain that, they're drilling. You have to drill and get the reps in to become a better player, period. You have to do it. I mean, again, it depends on what level you're trying to get to, but you have to do it multiple times a week to see. And it could be, depending on the level, it could be for 20 minutes, 3 or 4 times a week if you're a 3-0, 3-5 player. But obviously, when you're playing at the professional level that you guys are, it has to be a little bit more time, just more balls hit.
Especially for a guy like me. I mean, I've been playing for 7 months. I've got to hit, my dinking needs to get better, and my third shot drops need to get better now. So yeah, I mean, I'm looking to hit, like, I don't want to say how much I'm going to be drilling, but I'm going to be hitting a lot of dinks, a lot of drops, and yeah, I got to get it going. Got to get the repetitions. I've got a lot of time to make up for. So the repetitions are absolutely necessary. Singles drills, I don't really need them as much. The drivers are going to be there, but physical fitness is obviously really important. That was a big thing for me too. You got to be in shape for doubles. You don't need to be in shape, but for singles you do. So
correct.
That's so true. All right, are you ready to answer the last question yet, or are you going to stall for a little bit longer on it, or what are we doing?
What else? Is there anything else that I can do to stall before this question? I guess not. I guess that's it.
Drum roll. Here we go.
We want to know the deets.
Actually, check this out. We'll do a little.
Nobody knows.
All right. Let's get to it.
Do you need some help? Have you jumped out of an airplane?
Oh no, wait, you guys cut out. Okay, you were there? You can hear me?
Oh yeah, we can hear you.
Okay, no, I mean, I don't have any good answer really. I mean, let's see, what's one, I mean, something that nobody knows about me is that I meditate very frequently. Probably 3 hours a day I'm meditating. Just, you don't have to be meditating. You don't have, meditating doesn't mean you're just sitting there like home. You can meditate doing anything. But that's a whole nother story. I meditate all the time. It's changed my life, best part of my life. I listen to classical music more frequently than you would think.
Is that to relax you, or what? Or you just enjoy it?
Meditation or classical music?
Both.
Classical music, I just enjoy it. Meditation kind of relaxes me, grounds me, just keeps me makes it so that my thoughts aren't so loud, so that I'm not consumed by my own mind. A lot of people are, basically just slaves to their own mind and thoughts, and they are just in their own world all the time. And it helps me stay here in the present moment all the time, which is important. You're either here or you're thinking, and I just stay here in the now, which is important for many reasons. What else? Another thing that nobody knows about me. People know that I'm, sober. I eat really healthy. I'm just a good boy in general. Wasn't always that way. I don't know. Yeah, that's it. What else?
Well, good for you. I mean, those are
Awesome.
I'm learning.
Those are really cool things. What did you say?
I'm learning a spin serve. I'm going to be like Zane Navratil. I'm coming with the spin serve. Yesterday, I lost in singles. I got fourth place. Lost to a guy with a good spin serve, and I was like, I've had just about enough. I went to the courts. Random 3-5 guy was like, "I'll return your serves," and I spent probably 6 hours working on this stupid spin serve, and I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna get it done, and I'm gonna be like Zane. It's gonna be just like Zane's, and if it's not just like Zane's, then I'm not gonna be satisfied. I'm gonna get the stupid spin serve because I hate it so much. Not enough, and I'm gonna master it.
I love it. Love it.
Well, you know what? When you're back home, Scott will also return some serves because you need help returning that spin serve, don't you, Scott?
Yeah, no, I don't appreciate the people that do the spin serve really well. I'm not a fan.
But, I think it should be. I think it should be banned. I think, but if it's not going to be banned, I'll learn it. I guess.
I know it's not going to get banned at this point. They've modified it so that you can only use the one hand, but I still think that guys like Johnson Cola, Zane Navratil, a guy named Porter Barr, who's a young kid, they can generate so much side spin. It's very difficult to get a good return, and that's part of their game. I remember playing Zane the first time when he did it to me. I had never seen it, and between me and my partner Max Filipov, we probably missed 10 returns in 2 games, or maybe more.
That was at the chainsaw serve, though.
That was the chainsaw, but still, it's very difficult if you've never seen it to defend it.
True.
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't make sense to me why. I mean, why wouldn't I try to maximize the type of serve I could hit? I mean,
100%.
Yeah, I mean, I just, I mean, I would imagine that like it's possible that I'll at least maybe it won't be as good as Zane's, but maybe it'll be more effective than what I got now. Basically.
Yeah, of course. If Zane can do it, you can do it too.
JW does a form of the spin serve where I don't know if he does this anymore. I know he was at one point. And George,
he doesn't now.
But Georgia still does it.
No, but even when JW does it, it doesn't do anything. His serve is just, it's like mine.
It's normal.
Yeah, I mean, his serve is probably better than mine because my serve is just so abysmally weak. But Yeah, Georgia's got a better serve. Georgia's serve is a lot better than mine. But she's a better player all around than me. So.
Love it.
Well, James, thanks so much for joining us. It's been fun. We've been through a roller coaster ride here with you today, but some really good answers. We hope all of you enjoyed getting to know James Ignatowich as well. He's going to be what? Oh.
My favorite part of the interview was when your phone died and then you called Megan live on the interview still. Fantastic. Never happened before in the 6 years I've been around the sport. Epic part of the interview.
That's who I am. I make it work with what I've got, which isn't always a lot, and I just compete, and that's just I'm just a fighter.
That's I love it.
Yeah, maybe this podcast performance, I don't know what type of grade I got, but maybe I'll get the invite to Tyson McGuffin's podcast.
There you go.
Shout out to Tyson McGuffin.
Let's go.
James Ignatowich is waiting for the invitation. So
I mean, we'll see. I don't know if he can keep up with me, but if he can, if he's not scared, then he would take me on. So
I don't think. Yeah, exactly.
Love it. All right, my friend. Take care. Have a great week. I hope you do well in your next couple tournaments. I know you're out on the West Coast. We'll see you when you get back to Florida.
And good luck on that spin serve.
And good luck working on that spin serve, buddy.
Thank you. All righty. I'll see
Bye,
you guys.
See you, bud.
See you.
All right, guys. That's a wrap. That's James Ignatowich. What a great guy. I tell you, he has a funny sense of humor, I have to say. Just listening to him, he shared only probably a brief amount of his actual thoughts and sense of humor. But really enjoyed the interview. I thought, other than his phone dying in the middle of it, which actually turned out to be kind of entertaining as well. But yeah, we had good questions for him. I thought he answered the questions well.
My favorite part of the interview when he was talking about his little brother. He seemed really passionate about his family, about his siblings, and it was really nice to see a guy of his age of 22 being that family centric. So that was really nice.
Absolutely. All right, guys, we are headed home. I don't even know what that means. We're out of here. Scott Golden, Megan Hall, today in Pickleball.